Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be diving into something that's really changing the future of work as we know it. AI agents.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack exactly what they are, how they work, and all the big changes they're bringing to pretty much every industry out there.
Yeah.
Our goal today is to make sure you walk away really understanding AI agents, what they can do, and how they'll impact your work and life.
Well, and what's really cool about this topic is that we're kind of moving beyond AI just being a concept. It's actually becoming the doer, not just the thinker.
Wow.
Like you can think about traditional AI as, the brilliant strategist, but AI agents, they're the ones, actually out there executing the plan and getting stuff done.
So it's like AI is the brains and the AI agent is the hands.
Yeah, exactly. One of the key things that I saw in the research was these three major ways that AI agents are different from traditional AI.
Okay.
And it's that they're proactive, they can adapt, and they can use tools.
Okay, I like it. But I need specifics. Can you give me some real world examples of what that actually looks like?
Yeah, totally. So let's start with proactivity. Imagine a customer service AI agent that can actually analyze customer data and then reach out to you before a problem even comes up,
Okay.
right? So let's say you always have trouble with your internet speed. The AI agent could trigger a test and give you some solutions before you even have to pick up the phone and call support.
Well, that'd be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what about adaptability? How does that play out, in real life?
Yeah.
So think about a financial advisor AI that's not just giving you static advice, right? It's always looking at market trends and adjusting your portfolio in real time. And it's learning from every decision so it can just get better and better.
Okay.
That kind of dynamic, personalized financial advice would be really hard for a human to do.
Yeah, for sure. But what about AI agents using tools? That's where it starts to sound a little sci-fi. You know what I mean?
It is pretty wild. Okay, so imagine a personal shopper AI that can actually go out into the digital world, right?
Okay.
It uses online shopping platforms to find the absolute best deals.
Oh, wow.
It could browse stores, compare prices, even apply coupons, all to save you time and money.
So it's like having a 247, super efficient assistant. It seems like AI agents could change pretty much every industry out there.
That's exactly right. The research really highlighted how industries that rely on, knowledge work and data and complex processes, they're the ones that are really ripe for disruption. So customer service is kind of an obvious one. AI agents could provide 247 support. They can give personalized interactions, resolve issues before they even become problems.
Okay. Yeah, customer service makes sense. But what are some other industries that are ready to be transformed by AI agents?
Well, sales is a big one.
Okay.
Think about AI agents qualifying leads, setting up meetings, doing all that initial groundwork. This frees up the human salespeople to really focus on building relationships and closing those complex deals that, still need a human touch.
So it's like AI is handling the routine stuff and humans are stepping in for the strategy, the relationship building parts. That's a pretty cool shift.
Totally. And it goes beyond that too. Marketing is another huge area where AI agents can have a big impact, generating personalized campaigns, tailoring content to specific people, analyzing data to make everything as effective as possible.
Wow.
Basically, AI can do all the heavy lifting. So human marketers can focus on, the big picture stuff, being creative.
It sounds like AI agents are taking on a lot of these, boring, repetitive tasks that honestly most of us hate.
Yeah.
So then human workers can focus on, higher level thinking, problem solving. What about healthcare? I'm curious how AI agents are going to impact that field.
The potential applications in healthcare are incredible.
Yeah.
So think about AI helping with diagnoses, analyzing medical images, personalizing treatment plans, and even monitoring patients remotely so they can catch problems early on. AI could make healthcare more efficient, more accessible, more personalized, which, that would be huge both for patients and healthcare providers.
It's pretty amazing to think about how much more precise and proactive healthcare could be with AI agents in the mix. What about finance?
Yeah.
I bet AI agents could really shake things up there too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. AI could offer, truly personalized financial advice, tailored to your specific goals and how much risk you're willing to take. So imagine an AI that analyzes market trends, manages investments, and even catches fraud.
Wow.
And it's all while learning from your preferences and your behaviors.
Hmm.
It's about bringing this level of precision and personalization to financial management that's just not available to most people right now.
Yeah. So it's like we could be moving toward a future where everyone has access to this sophisticated financial advice, no matter how much money they make.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful. What about education? Like, how could AI agents change how we learn?
Well, imagine having a tutor that's personalized just for you,
Okay.
right? And it can adapt to your learning style and how fast you learn. So AI agents could offer these, totally customized learning plans, based on your needs, and they can give you feedback in real time, helping you understand the material better.
It's amazing to think about how much more effective learning could be if it was really, designed for each student.
Yeah.
But with AI agents doing so many things across all these industries, like, what does that even mean for the future of work? Are we headed towards a world where robots just take over all the jobs?
That's the million-dollar question that everyone is asking, and it's not an easy answer. It's
Yeah.
more nuanced than just like a yes or no.
Okay.
The rise of AI agents, it will definitely lead to some jobs disappearing, but it's also going to create all these new opportunities that we can't even imagine yet. It's not about robots taking over. It's about a fundamental shift in how we think about work.
So it's not like robots in, humans out. It's something more complex than that, right? Like there's this interplay between human skills and AI, right?
Right.
Can you explain like how this shift will actually happen? Like what will it mean for businesses, for workers, for the economy?
Yeah. So the research uses this term digital labor to describe this change.
Okay.
Businesses are going to have access to a workforce that's instantly scalable, that's always on, and that can work 24/7 without breaks.
Right.
It's like a productivity dream. But it also raises questions about what happens to human workers in this new world.
That's a good point. Like, it sounds like AI agents could be really, really valuable for businesses. But, like, where do the humans fit in? Are we just going to become obsolete?
Absolutely not. In fact, this might actually make human workers even more important.
Okay.
Instead of being replaced, we're going to be working more and more with these AI agents. The key is to focus on the things that humans are uniquely good at. Things like creativity, empathy, and solving complex problems.
So it's not about being replaced. It's about, like, learning to work with these new, powerful tools.
Right.
Right.
It's
That's both kind of exciting and a little bit scary. But, like, practically speaking, what does that actually look like? Like, what kind of skills are we going to need to, do well in this world where AI is everywhere?
Think of it this way. Instead of spending all our time on these repetitive tasks that can be automated, we can focus our energy on the things AI can't do well. Creative problem solving, building relationships, strategic thinking, innovating. It's using those human skills to leverage the power of AI to create something really cool.
Okay. That raises a good point. Like, for businesses out there, how do they prepare for this? How do they prepare for this shift to a more collaborative AI-powered way of working?
Businesses have to be proactive. They need to invest in this technology, develop strategies to integrate these agents into their teams, and, most importantly, they need to retrain their employees to work effectively alongside AI. It's about seeing AI not as a replacement, but as something that makes human capabilities better.
So it's not just about, buying the fanciest software. It's about creating a culture where humans and AI actually work together. That's a big shift for a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
What about, the ethical implications? Like as AI gets more powerful, as it gets more integrated into our lives, are there any risks we should be thinking about?
Absolutely. The source material really emphasizes how important it is to think about these ethical implications of AI agents. Things like transparency, fairness, accountability. We have to make sure that AI is developed and used in a way that aligns with our values.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's not just about the tech. It's about using it responsibly and ethically so it makes things better for everyone. Okay, so we've talked about the impact on businesses. But what about individuals? Like what advice would you give to someone who's, maybe a little anxious about all of this AI future of work?
The most important thing is to embrace this idea of lifelong learning. Always be ready to adapt because the skills we need today, they might not be the same skills we need in 5 or 10 years. So really focus on developing those uniquely human skills that AI agents aren't good at. Things like creativity, empathy, problem solving, critical thinking. Those are the things that will set you apart.
So it's not about like being afraid. It's about seeing this as an opportunity to, grow your skills and create new possibilities.
Yeah.
But beyond work, like what are some of the bigger ways this whole AI agent thing could affect society? Like, are there benefits that go beyond just, the workplace?
The potential benefits are huge. Imagine increased productivity leading to like a better economy for everyone, greater access to all sorts of goods and services,
Yeah.
and AI agents might even be able to help us solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Okay. That's pretty optimistic. But I mean, there must be some downsides, right? What are some of the challenges or risks with all this AI?
Well, the biggest worry, of course, is people losing their jobs. Even though new jobs will be created, some existing jobs will definitely be automated. That means we need to start thinking now about how to help people adapt, like how to retrain people, support those who are affected by this change. We need to create systems that protect people and give them opportunities to learn new skills that will be in demand in this, AI-powered future.
Yeah, that's really important. We can't just, focus on the good stuff and ignore the real problems that come with this massive technological shift. Like, what are some other risks we should be aware of?
Well, one of the things the research pointed out was, the potential for these AI agents to be misused.
Uh-huh.
We need to think about safeguards to prevent things like, the spread of fake news or
Uh-huh.
using AI for like bad purposes.
So it's not just about, building the technology, it's about making sure it's used ethically and responsibly. That's a huge responsibility for developers, for policymakers, for all of us.
Exactly. We need to be having these conversations now so we can shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Okay, so now let's look ahead a bit.
Yeah.
The source material had some really interesting predictions about how AI agents will change over the next 15 years. Can you walk us through those? Like, what does the future hold?
Okay, so in the next 5 years, we can expect AI agents to become really common in businesses of all sizes. They'll be able to handle more complicated tasks, make more complex decisions, and it'll get cheaper to use them.
So basically, AI agents will become more accessible and more powerful in a pretty short amount of time. What happens after that? What's the outlook for the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, we'll see AI agents being deeply integrated into most business processes. They'll be working seamlessly with each other and with human workers.
Hmm.
It'll be hard to tell where human work ends and digital work begins. And we'll probably see all these new jobs and industries that we haven't even thought of yet.
That sounds like a huge change. And what about the long-term view? What's the prediction for the next 15 years and beyond?
Well, in the next 15 years, AI agents will probably be able to do most of the things that humans do now.
Wow.
They'll be able to learn and adapt on their own without any human help. Now, this doesn't mean humans become useless. It just means our roles are going to change a lot.
So are we talking about a future where humans are basically managing and overseeing these super capable AI agents?
Yeah, pretty much. It's both exciting and a little scary to imagine what that world will look like. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's quickly recap some of the key takeaways for our listeners.
Okay, sounds good.
So first, AI agents. They're not some sci-fi thing in the future. They're here now, and they're already changing lots of industries.
Yeah.
And as we've been talking about, it's not just about automating stuff. It's about making humans better and creating new ways for us to collaborate and innovate.
We talked about how AI agents are different from, regular AI,
Hmm.
how they're going to shake up things like customer service, healthcare, finance, and even education.
Yep.
And we talked about digital labor and how it could make businesses more productive, save money, and create new opportunities for growth.
Right. We also talked about some of the challenges, though, like people losing their jobs and the need to make sure AI is used ethically. It's not just about adapting to a new technology. It's about changing how we think about work itself.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Brings us to a really big question. Like, how do we prepare for this future? What can businesses and, regular people do to thrive in this AI-powered world?
Right.
We'll dig into that question and a lot more in part 2 of our deep dive, so stay tuned.
For businesses, the message is pretty clear. They need to invest in AI agent technology, develop a strategy for integrating those agents into their workforce, and really importantly, they need to prioritize retraining their employees to work well alongside them.
So it's not just like flipping a switch
Yeah.
and suddenly everything's automated. There's a real process of adapting and integrating this tech in a way that makes sense for each business.
Exactly. It's about seeing AI not as, a replacement for people, but as a tool that can make their abilities better.
So it's about collaboration, not replacement. That's a really important difference. But, with all this talk about efficiency and productivity, it's easy to get caught up in the benefits. and forget about some of the challenges.
You're right. It's super important to address the ethical side of things with AI agents. Transparency, fairness, accountability, all these have to be built into AI from the very beginning.
So it's not just about the technology itself, right? It's
Yeah.
about using it ethically, responsibly, making sure it creates a better future for everyone. That's a big responsibility, not just for tech companies, but for everyone, really.
And for individuals, the advice is kind of similar. Focus on developing those human skills that AI agents just aren't good at. Things like creativity, empathy, complex problem solving, critical thinking. These are the skills that'll make you stand out.
So it's about always learning, always
Mhm.
being ready to adapt, realizing that what you need to know today might not be what you need to know 5 or 10 years from now.
Exactly. It's also about being proactive, looking for chances to learn about AI, try out AI tools, maybe even specializing in fields that are all about managing and training AI agents.
Great advice. It's about seeing this change not as a threat, but as a chance to learn new things and create new opportunities. But let's get even more specific. What are some things people can do right now to get ready for this AI future?
Well, one of the most important things is to look at what you do now and figure out what parts of your job are most likely to be automated.
Hmm?
Then think about how you can get skills that would work well with those tasks or move into areas that need more, like human skills.
So it's about taking stock of where you are, understanding how AI might change your field, and then actively learning the skills that'll be valuable.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment a bit. There are already tons of AI tools out there that can help you, automate stuff, be more productive, even learn new things.
Good point. It's about embracing the technology and seeing it as a way to grow, not just as a threat to our jobs.
And remember, this shift isn't just about individuals and businesses changing. Policymakers and educators need to step up too, right? They need to provide the support and resources for people to succeed in this new world.
So it's a team effort, basically.
Yeah,
We all have a role to play in shaping this future and making sure it works for everyone.
absolutely. As we move into this new territory, it's really important to remember that the future isn't set in stone.
Right.
It's something we create through the choices we make, the things we do, and the conversations we have.
That's powerful. It's not about just waiting to see what happens. It's about actively building the future we want. But let's get back to those predictions for a minute. The research gave us some pretty fascinating glimpses into what we can expect in the world of AI agents in the next 5, 10, even 15 years. What did the research say?
Well, in the short term, the next 5 years, I think we're going to see AI agents become just super common in businesses of all sizes.
Okay.
It'll be like they're integrated into everything we do at work, becoming as familiar as using a spreadsheet or sending an email.
So AI agents will go from being like this new thing to a regular tool.
Exactly. And as the technology gets better, AI agents will be able to do even more complex tasks, making more sophisticated decisions.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
Like the more information these AI agents have access to, the more they can learn and evolve.
Yeah.
What about the cost? Right now, AI can be pretty expensive for businesses. Will that change soon?
Definitely. One of the predictions is that the cost of using AI agents will keep going down. So they'll be affordable for any business, not just the big ones with lots of money.
That's great. It means even small businesses and startups can use AI to compete and innovate. So we've got widespread adoption, AI getting more capable, and the cost going down.
Mhm.
What happens after that? What about the next 10 years?
Over the next 10 years, we can expect AI agents to become really deeply integrated into most business processes. Imagine, AI agents and human employees working together seamlessly,
Hmm.
each one using their strengths to complement the other. It'll be hard to even tell where the human work stops and the digital work begins.
Wow, that's a big change. It makes you wonder what a normal workplace will even look like in 10 years if AI is that deeply integrated into everything.
It's a really interesting question, and it brings us to the long-term outlook, 15 years and beyond. The research says that AI agents will probably be able to do most of the jobs humans do now.
Wait, most jobs?
Yeah.
Seriously, does that mean we're all going to be out of work?
Not necessarily. It's not about AI replacing humans completely. It's more about a fundamental shift in what work even means. As AI agents get better at doing things like routine tasks, analyzing data, and even making complex decisions, our jobs will probably change to managing these AI systems, overseeing them, and working with them.
So instead of being replaced, we'll move up to a more strategic and creative level.
Exactly. We'll focus on what humans are best at. Critical thinking, creative problem solving, building relationships. The things that require empathy, intuition, a real understanding of the world that AI, at least right now, can't really do.
It's both exciting and a little scary to imagine such a big change in how we work and live. One thing's for sure. This future has both challenges and opportunities, and we need to approach it with, open minds, a willingness to change, and a commitment to making this technology work for everyone.
I totally agree. Remember, the future isn't something that just happens. It's something we create. By understanding what AI agents can do and talking about how to use them ethically, we can make sure this revolution leads to a better, fairer future for everyone.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for walking us through this deep dive into AI agents. It's been eye-opening to explore a technology that could change the world so much.
You're welcome.
To all our listeners, keep those brains buzzing, stay curious, and until next time, happy diving.
Mm-hmm.